Woo! All right, all right. Hey, kiddos, if you're not subscribed, please do so. Throw a like out there. Let me know how I'm doing. Feel free to leave a comment. And let's download this free PDF in English y Espanol in the description below. Go ahead and perform some problems and come on back and then do them with me, all right? All right, let's do it. This is systems of equations using the elimination/combination method. So some people call it elimination, some people call it combination. All right, but they mean the same thing. The goal is to eliminate one of the variables by adding up the equations. So you want to get opposites in front of x or y, add them up so that one of the terms goes to 0. Notice in this first equation, we already have opposites in front of x. So I'm going to go ahead and combine my x's. I get 0. Combine my y's. Combine my constants. Notice we now have the equation 5y equals 15. Solve this equation for y. Divide both sides by 5, and you get y equals 3. Now to find x, you go to one of the original equations, and you substitute that 3 in for, in this case, y. Then you perform the order of operations on that. Now you're going to go ahead and move the 21 over, because remember your goal is to find the ordered pair, x comma y. Divide by 3, divide by 3. I'll show you on this one, but on the next one I think I'm just going to start saying it. And x equals -5. So my final answer is an ordered pair, -5, comma 3. That is the point where if I graph these two lines, they would intersect. All right, let's do it again. Look at the x's, look at the y's. Notice in front of the y's, we have opposites. So +7 and -7 are opposites. So I'm going to combine them right here. Just add them up. That gives me a +2x. That gives me a 0 equals -14. I'm going to divide both sides by 2. And I get x equals -7. Okay, now I'm going to go to one of the original equations. I'll go to the top one. I'll do -2. Boom. Substitute in -7 for the x, because that's what we claim it is. Multiply those together. Subtract 14 from both sides. You get 7y equals -7. Divide both sides by 7. And y equals -1. Okay, so now I have the ordered pair, -7, comma, -1. Now I believe it's a good idea to check these. So how do you check it? Well, let's go to number 1. I'm going to write 3, put parentheses where there's an x, 7, put parentheses where there's a y, equals 6. Now I'm going to substitute in my x and the y. So x is -5, y is 3. Then I just need to go to my calculator. So at this point, I can just use my calculator and simplify the left-hand side. The left-hand side is this side. So 3 times -5 plus 7 times 3 equals 6. So then my final conclusion is that yes, 6 equals 6 is true. That means that ordered pair is a solution. Okay, now I'm going to go here. Do -3, put it parentheses where there's an x, -2, put parentheses where there's a y, equals 9. Substitute in your x, substitute in your y. Now let the fingers do the walking. All right, so -3 times -5 minus 2 times 3. And I get 9. So this tells me all of this simplifies to 9 equals 9. Well, that's true. So if that ordered pair makes both equations true, then boom, that is the point of intersection, right? That's the whole point of the point of intersection. All right, now for 3 and 4, you don't have opposites, so you're going to create opposites. All right, so here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to notice that if I multiply 2 times 2, that's 4, and that's the opposite of that. So I'm going to do an inverse operation. I'm going to multiply every term by 2. So 2 times 2, 2 times -8, and 2 times -20. Boom. Then I'm going to bring the other equation down. And I'm not going to change anything about that. I've achieved my goal, and that is to get opposites in front of x. So now I'm going to add up my x's and my y's. That gives me -11y equals -22. Divide by -11, y is 2. Okay, now I'm going to go here. I'm going to go -4x plus 5. Notice how y is 2. So I'm going to put that there. -4x plus 10 when I multiply those together. Subtract 10 from both sides. Divide both sides by -4. Woo, we're done. We're done. So at this point, you should be able to solve that equation by following what I should do, okay? So we got to make sure that we're growing mathematically. All right, let's do it again. I look in there. That would be tough to manipulate to make them opposites, but this one not so bad. So what I notice is if I multiply -2 times 3, I'll get -6, and that's the opposite of +6. So I'm going to multiply everything in the bottom equation by 3. Multiply these together, so you're distributing the 3 through. So I multiply 3 by that, 3 by that, and 3 by that. Bring the equation that you did not manipulate down. So that gives me 7x plus 6y. Look at how we have opposites there. That's what we wanted. Okay, add those up. That gives me -8x. That goes to 0 equals -24. Divide by -8. You get x equals 3. Now I'm going to go to this equation. It doesn't matter which one you go to. Just go to one of them and input that x value. And solve it for y. So I'm going to let x be 3. Okay, so now what do I know? I need 7 times the 3. That's 21, that right? That's right. Oh, this one's going to be tricky. Subtract 21 from both sides and you get 6y equals 0. Divide both sides by 6 and you get y equals 0. That's it. That's your final answer. Okay, that's not bad. Okay, notice this next one. The next one, in front of my x's, I know right away, I have the same number, but they're not opposites. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the top equation. I'm going to multiply every term by -1. When I multiply by -1, it's going to make that +5 a -5. All right, so now I'm going to rewrite it down here. So I get -1 times 5 is -5. -1 times -9 is +9. -1 times +8 is -8. Now I did that because now notice I have these two equations. Whoosh. All right. Notice I have opposites in front of x. So I'm going to add them up, get 0, add them up, get 4y, add them up, -28. Okay, now I'm going to keep going. Divide by 4, y equals -7. I'm going to go to the bottom equation. 5x minus 5 times, bada bing. What am I going to put there, kiddos? What am I going to put there? That's right, the y value. Good job. Okay, now I'm going to multiply those together. Does anyone know what -5 times -7 is? 35, I heard it. 35. Okay, inverse operations. Subtract 35 from both sides because you're solving the equation for x. Right? So let's not forget our inverse operations. That goes to 0. 5x equals -55. Divide both sides by 5. X equals -11. All right, now I'm going to go here. I'm going to find my y value. So I'm going to go 5 Put a parenthesis. What am I going to put there? That's right. I'm going to put the value of x I just found. That's right. 5y equals negative 20. So I'm going to put negative 11. Multiply those together. Okay, add 55 to both sides. Divide both sides by negative 5. Woo! What? Oh, I had already had it, but at least I confirmed it. Are you kidding me right now? Does everyone see what I just did? I'm a fool. Okay, negative 11, comma, negative 7. Let's go. Let's go. Wasting time. Okay. Okay, here we go. Notice I don't have opposites in front of y's, but I got the same number. So I'm going to multiply either one by negative 1. So I'm going to multiply the bottom equation by negative 1, because that'll give me a positive 9, which is the opposite of negative 9. So 15x plus 9y equals positive 9, because you got to multiply all three of those by negative 1. Bring down the other equation, and you get negative 10x minus 9y equals 21. Add them up, you got opposites. So 5x, that goes to 0, equals 30. Divide by 5, x equals 6. I'm going to go right here. I'll go negative 10. What am I going to put there? That right. 6. Multiply negative 10 times 6. Add 60 to both sides. Divide both sides by negative 9. Let's go. Can you see it? Yeah, yep, I'm all good. All right, that's it. Let's do the back side. This is going great. Okay. Let's go to the back side now. Here's problem number 7. So sometimes you got to manipulate both equations, and that's what's going to happen here. Okay, so what I notice is that I'm going to have to multiply both the top and the bottom by a number to get opposites. So I'm going to go ahead and get opposites in front of my x. So if I multiply this by 2, that'll give me a 6x. And if I multiply this by 3, that'll give me a negative 6x. And so this will give me opposites there. So when I multiply an equation through, I got to multiply every term. It's an inverse operation. 2 times 3 is 6x plus 18y equals 18. And then I'm going to go ahead and multiply my 3 through. And that's going to give me negative 6x. And that's what I wanted. I wanted opposites in front of my x's. Minus 21y equals negative 33. Okay, let's add them up. Bada bing. That's negative 3y equals negative 15. Divide by negative 3. And y is 5. Now I'm going to go to the top equation. 3x plus 9. But it's not y anymore. What is it? That's right. It's 5. Okay. And I multiply those together. Subtract 45 from both sides. Divide both sides by 3. Woo! That's it. Fun lanza. Okay, let's do this one. Again, I'm going to have to manipulate both equations. So this time I'm going to eliminate the y's. So I'm going to multiply the top equation by 5. Because that's going to give me negative 10. And I'm going to multiply the bottom equation by 2. Because that'll give me positive 10. So let's rewrite them. So I'm going to go here. 5 times 4. 5 times 2. 5 times 28. Wow, is that 140? It is. Then I have negative 6 plus 10y equals negative 14. That's what happens when I multiply that through. Notice I have opposites in front of my y's, right? That was my goal right there. Oh, that didn't go well for that negative 10y in red. All right, but this goes to 0. So add these up. 0, add these up. Oh, 126 Divide both sides by 14, and you get 9. Okay? Now I'm going to find my y. I'm going to go to the other equation, or one of the originals, sorry. 4. Take that x out. Replace that x with a 9ers. 4 times 9. Subtract 36 from both sides. Divide both sides by -2. Woo, that's it. So the final answer is 9, 4. Okay, let's check. Let's check our answer for number 7. Okay, so I'm going to do 3. Put parentheses where my x is. Plus 9y, put parentheses where my y was. Remember, in this problem, x is -12 and y was 5. Okay, so this gives me -36 plus 45 equals 9. That's 9 equals 9. Boom, that works. Go to the other equation. So now it's -2. Open a parenthesis where there's an x. Minus 7. Open a parenthesis where there's a y. Equals -11. Substitute in -12 for your x and substitute in a 5 for your y. Multiply those together. And it worked. Okay, that proves that we got it right when it makes both equations true. Okay, now we're going to do a little bit of all of those. All right, so notice here, I already have opposites, so I don't have to manipulate anything. So you got to be able to identify it. So the goal now is to be able to identify what you're dealing with. All right, so just add them up the way they are. Boom, divide by -5. Boom. All right, now I'm going to find x by substituting that 2 value in for y. Simplify. Add 12 to both sides. Divide by 9. Or divide by 2, and you get 9. So that's it. Final answer, 9,2. Woo, let's go. Okay, notice here we don't have opposites, but we have the same number. So I'm going to take this top equation and I'm going to multiply every term by -1. So I'm going to multiply by -1, -1, and -1, because that'll give me a +3, and that's the opposite of -3. I'm going to bring this down right here. -1 times -1 is +1x. -1 times -3 is +3y. -1 times 25 is a -25. Okay, so now I'm dealing with these. So I'm going to add them up. That goes to -8x. That goes to 0. That was my goal. Divide by -8. Woo, just like that. Just like that. Okay, now I'm going to go to my original equation. I'll go to the first one. So the opposite of whatever the x value is. The x value is 5. So that makes it a -5 minus 3y equals 25. Add 5 to both sides. Divide both sides by -3. Positive divided by a negative is a -10. Done. Okay, on this one, it looks like I can get away with multiplying the bottom equation by a -2, because that'll give me -10, which is the opposite of +10. So I'm going to multiply this by -2, bring it down. So that's -10x plus 4y equals -20. That's a y. That looked like 44. Look like 44. Bring this down. 10x minus 7y equals 10. This should be a +20. Sorry about that, because a negative times a negative. I'm glad I caught that. That would have been ugly. Add them up. Divide by -3. There's my y. Go to the original equation. Where you see a y, you're going to replace it with the value we just got. -7 times -8. -10 is +70. I have 8 on the brain. Now I'm going to subtract 70 from both sides. Divide by 10. Woo, that's it. Done. Oh, geez, Rick. Okay, there we go. -6, comma, -10. All right, let's do the last one. Okay, the last one, it looks like I have to manipulate both equations. And I need to get opposites. So I'm going to multiply the top equation by -2. And the reason I'm going to do that is because that will give me a -12 in front of x. Minus 14y equals 50. Then I'm going to multiply the bottom equation by a +3. And I'm going to do that because that would give me a +12. Notice how I have opposites. Plus 36y equals, -102. That's crazy. Okay, add them up. This goes to 0. That's what I wanted. 22y equals -52. ¿Qué pasa? Something went wrong. That's 50. Okay, 3. -12 plus 36 equals negative. Divide by 22, and it does not go into it well. What did I do wrong? Okay. That's right. 27. That's what I did wrong. Okay, sorry about that. That gives me 13y. All right. And then thanks for who shouted that out there. I heard you. Divide by 13. You're going to get y equals -4. Woo! I almost gave up. I'm glad I didn't. I'm going to go 6x plus 7. Take that y out. Replace it with a -o quattro. Multiply those together. Add 28 to both sides. Divide by 6. And you're going to get 0.5. That's all right. 0.5 is a number. That's all right. So 0.5, comma, -4. Woo, let's go. Dang, that was a tough one, kiddos. Good job. Way to hang in there. Stay strong. See ya.